Thank you, Natalia. Thank again. After this talk was very good, I had a very good response in the first session. So you invited me again, and lucky to be here again for your interest. And just share my slides with you. Okay, which there will be here, I guess. Hopefully, slides right now.
There's I don't know if there is a connection. If someone in the stage can tell us if there is a connection issue or is it fine?
So let me jump back. Okay, so do you see my slides right now? Should see my screen right now. So this at least what I see. Okay. Chat, I see that. So after your be used to transport knowledge to take that up. People are missing in their projects, and that's out of my experience or experience from Materna TMT, because a lot of people are, they see VR training that is combined with good didactics, for example, but they are missing one big part of the equation, and that is the trainer in the process. And that's something that I want to talk about today. So who are we? So Materna is a company based in Germany and was founded in 1998. And Materna TMT was then 2006 with the main focus on training and seminar management. And now we have our own LMS system, and we build e-learnings, actual and augmented reality learning. And we do that all by ourselves. So we run our own movie studio, we run our audio studios, we have drone pilots, we have 3D artists, and crazy good people from didactics to graphics design and everything you need to build good e-learnings. And so we do strategic consulting on education, consult and build e-learning and blended learning programs, and we have our companies and our customers to training portfolios or corporate academies inside of their corporations to run their own training business inside. And what we also do is in the last 3 years, we've specialized on change communication and change management, where we help overcome problems in change projects. But we talk about the way from classic to digital learning. And that is the real paradigm shift that we saw in the last years and that we were able to help our customers with. So all of our customers, they came part of learning. So most of the time it was classic trainer-led education with a classroom style of classes. So you had like books and people talk to each other. You had group works and instructions, and after that they come some of the times interactive. That was rather classic way, and that was our starting point, where we took our customers on the journey to the digital world, where you now have all these multimedia formats like audio, video, animation. You have apps, you have webinars, you have 360-degree movies, and of course you have, and that is the point for today, you have virtual reality as very big things that you have now in your like didactic toolbox that you can use to bring the knowledge that you want to have in the brain to the learner and to really help them understand what you have to offer. So, and the thing is, that is a big shift not only for the students but also for the trainers. So they have to work with what the trainers give to them, and that is there's a whole variety of different stuff that can be used in the way to transport the knowledge. Trainers have to have the understanding of how to use the right didactical medium in the right way, in the right to bring the knowledge to the learners. And they have now a toolbox that is even wider and has more like tools in it and pick for their style. And a big thing, and that is where we all come together today, is that we all think that virtual reality is a very, very powerful to leverage and bring more learning to the learners. But we don't must let the trainers be left alone. And that is something that we talk a lot about. Don't just go the digital way and think that 100% digital. There are things and there are courses and there are topics that can taught like 100% in the digital realm. But there are things that need face-to-face communication. And to be honest, just if we just talk about virtual, agree it's not a good idea just to program even a graphical and a didactical very good training part and then leave the learners alone with just and say this is it, put on the glasses and you're good to go and not here anymore, do your thing and then go. I think the way that virtual reality taught to the learners. So what we need to do is we need to have both worlds. So classical classroom situation, and then we need to use and leverage the power that we have in virtual reality and then bring it all together. And that is helping our customers with to understand the power that lies in training. But on the other hand, don't leave the trainers behind because they don't understand how to integrate this new style of learning into their training sessions. And bring it all together and use all of content that the trainers have at their hand at the right point in time, really help the learner to get the. So everyone knows that no statement you can already want, and it reduces travel, and so that you see that you don't need that as much money for delivering this kind of trainings, but just give them like, this is the e-learning, this is the movie, this is the VR solution, take it, and then you give them alone. You need the training. And that is actually something that dive today, what you can do to help your trainers leverage the new technology. So, but first of all, we've added, so just wanted to ask, what kinds of training do you actually use or do you offer at this point in time? So is it just classical face-to-face? Is it digital, like digital training with e-learning? Is it learning concepts where you add classical classroom training with digital e-learning stuff, or do you just do standalone virtual reality? So Natalia, okay, do that. Sorry, I was just asked to put out my camera, and I will, and I hope. Okay, the transmission rate is now better. Maybe Natalia, you write it in the back end, and I will see that. So we'll have the poll up for you, and so let's go on with the presentation. So, but what is the thing? What should you consider in training your trainers to really leverage the power of virtual reality? So, and I've come up with a list of points that I want to give you a short idea of what we think is the important topics that you need to train your trainers into the power of VR. So, first and foremost, of course, the trainers need to understand the technology. They don't have fear of the technology, understand how to maybe plug or not plug the glasses, or how to reboot the system, or to restart the application, or what is if there is a hardware or software error. So bringing to the classroom, of course, add a lot of complexity to it, and you have to take away the fear from the teachers and that they can use the technology in a way that it interrupt their flow of the training. So as we saw, that people are afraid of putting this kind of technology in because they are afraid that the technology is failing and get on with the part that they need to learn. So please teach them how to build up the technology, how to use it, to troubleshoot it. And another big thing that we customers with is you need to have some sort of code of conduct for VR sessions, meaning please have a set of rules that apply to the trainers, but also for the students. If you are in a situation where you have a trainer and there's one learner in front of a classroom, being inside of a training, and there are more people in the classroom seeing what he's seeing, and maybe you talk after the session about how they behaved in the situation. But if you're first reality, maybe strange, maybe you feel a bit dizzy, but have some sort of conduct telling everyone, don't make fun of everyone, don't take pictures and making fun of everyone. Please be serious, please take this serious. Everyone get the glasses on. Maybe it feels strange, maybe it looks strange, but it has a really good purpose, and there's takeaway. But please don't make fun of everyone. Take it serious. Some rules that apply to everyone that make it maybe a fun out of anyone wearing the glasses. There is fear of contact with, of course, that applies also with dealing with virtual reality and the technology in itself. So take the fear away from the teachers and even from the learners. So give the tools and ideas how they can take the fear from the students away and help them to understand and use the technology. So they need some kind of training and onboard new students in the virtual reality training. Then, of course, one of the biggest things in the onboarding process is talking about motion sickness. So teachers understand the phenomenon of motion sickness, explain what it is and how you can use some sort of technology or kind of programming inside of the virtual reality to lessen the effect of motion sickness, and give them ideas in how they can tell their students about motion sickness and what they should do if they feel sick. Always have a bucket nearby that if someone needs to throw up, there is like a bag for you. And so the point here is, don't leave them alone with the technology, don't leave the students alone, but give the teachers a good feeling that they are in control of the whole situation. Give them a good way to bring the technology to the students and make the best out of it. So the next thing I wanted to talk about is between the trainer and the student. So please train your trainer in a way that they need to interact with their students. So first and very foremost, talk about whether the trainer out to touch the student while he or she is in the virtual reality application. That is something that we always discuss with our customers, and there is no real right or wrong. It's situation. Most of the time, be very patient. Don't touch people because they are maybe afraid, or it's a new situation for them, and nobody likes to be touched. But that needs to be clear. But if someone is like struggling or even on the way of falling, of course, the trainer needs to interact. That's something you have to clarify. And then you need to give the trainer some sort of introduction that he gives the people that are actually in the training to understand how they inside and how the environment. So the training the students how to really use virtual reality, some kind of interaction, and the teacher help the students to really get the best out of the interaction with the virtual reality application. The next, as I said, a lot of time virtual reality being used in classic classroom situations where you have the trainer and people wearing VR glasses in front of other students waiting, one wearing the glasses. But how do you interact with them, and how do you talk with them while you're on the other hand the students that are inside the virtual reality application? So a good thing is to give them the task of watch closely how they behave, have a second screen for everyone to see what the people in the VR environment are actually seeing, so they can understand why they behave and why they move they do. After you get out of the session, then please help them to have a discussion and insert everyone in this round of discussion. And of course, for some talking before COVID struck, hygiene very important. So please always have like wipes, clean up the glasses and the controllers. And trainers aware of the limits of technology. So what can you do, can't do, how it can be used to integrate, but really know where there is a point where you need to insert other kinds of media, other kinds of teaching, and make the trainers aware of what are the boundaries of the so that the trainers really understand how they can leverage the technology. That was some points that I think are very relevant for training, really leverage the training situation. So the key takeaways are trainers are not obsolete. So you need the trainers to really help understand how they can behave in VR and how they can learn in the best way. And train the trainers for smooth operations while the students are in the application. So they have a learning experience. And a big thing is resolve fear on all sides, whether it's in the teacher or in the students. Give certainty they and that they know they can they can feel safe in the environment and they can learn. Okay, and lastly, please of course consider an virtual didactic toolbox because it really is a powerful tool and it really helps bring and training environments to the learners in a completely new way, and that is a very powerful tool, and please insert it. And to do that, please leverage the benefits of a blended approach. So have classical trainers insert virtual reality in their classical classroom trainings and don't make it a standalone applications. Of course, we can discuss ways where classic VR training as a standalone application that you just give your learner there are applications where that fits, but most of the time it would be best to have a trainer on site to help this. So, and please stay healthy.